Welcome to the tokenization panel. Our next speaker has extensive experience in IT and technology across multiple sectors and serves as president and CEO of Borderless Consulting, recently awarded as Business Consultancy of the Year 23-24. Recognized for his expertise in business development and cross-border operations, he also leads initiatives in sustainability and environmental education through the foundation Borderless Consulting. 2023, he was recognized as the world eminent man of global financial technology. Please welcome Julio Verissimo. I hope I pronounced your name correctly.
Hi, Paul. It's a pleasure. Great to be here, and thank you for inviting me. It's been great. I've been watching the convention, and it's. I hope the audience like it too. It's great. Thank you.
Thank you. So I will mute myself and disable my video after final check if you want to present something so that I get a feedback that the screen sharing is active.
Sure. Just in one moment, trying to. Purple. I use other systems. How do you share presentation here? Do I have the permission to share?
Do you have it? I can.
Because I cannot see the option. Oh, okay. Yeah.
You see it down at the bottom. Perfect.
Yes.
Coming. Yeah, I can see it. So I mute myself, turn off my video, full concentration on you. Best of luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello. Thank you for attending this conference. Hope you've been enjoying it. My name is Julio Verissimo. I have over 26 years of experience in the market. We've been diverse in several sectors, and one of them, of course, is crypto. So I don't want to get in much just for me. I will share a link together with convention where everyone can see the presentation. So today I'm going to talk about what is the future of crypto assets. So the conversation is actually very lengthy, but I'll try to reduce as much as possible, as is very diverse subjects. So the crypto assets. So the crypto assets actually it's a computing and crypto based in blockchain, which allows people who are using the network to share either transfer assets or contracts within each other, which in this case does not has the need to use an institution like a bank. So it's easier for one side, but it becomes harder for the other. It comes on regulations. So today is not very clear, and I couldn't go through all the countries, so I just choose one, which was UK. Crypto, even today, is not fully regulated yet in many countries. One of them that's already fully regulated is UAE, but UK and many others, which we have a list in our website, is not regulated as it is. So this is a substantial thing to think about because of the volatility, the regulation, the laws, and many of the things that we're going to go through in detail as we go ahead. So the point of the crypto. So why is crypto existing? Well, it's a way transmitting currency or contracts, which make it easier between users, corporations, and organizations, of course. But like I said in before, it has the downside, which is not being fully regulated. So we did this. Does this involve a high risk? Well, there is the risk because of not being regulated, which means that when you do transactions, no one's actually secured them if you're not doing with a trustable source. So whenever you're sending funds from one side to the other, if it's on the source, you don't have kind of insurance or emission insurance from the funds that you are sending or are being using to a third party. So that's one side for everyone to look at when they actually know. It's obviously a thing always to think about whenever you want to do a transaction in crypto, to know thoroughly your source, to do a proper due diligence, and know exactly to whom you are moving the funds or using the funds. So is it good using crypto? Well, that's the point. It's very subjective to many points. One of them is, for one side, yes, because it's much easier to move or do movements within several sources, for example, without having the bureaucracy of having a bank involved. Like I said, the downside, of course, is not a trustable source, and you're moving funds, of course, you have the risk of losing them. So regarding the volatility, there's been a lot of changes regarding the risk. Is it a very high risk? Well, there is some risk, more than any other currency, but in the end, the way it moves, it's more or less the same. So for people to understand, there is a lot of volatility due the compliance and a lot of changeover, geopolitical subjects. I'm not going to go through it because it's a very complex situation. But the evaluation is not like, is it very high risk? Well, it's, any transaction, if you send it to a person that you don't know, of course, there's always high risk whenever you move funds or transactions. So the volatility, for everyone to understand, is regarding because it's not fully regulated. So it has a high percentage of coming up and downs, let's just say, because of just that. And of course, when there's geopolitical subjects like we are facing for the last 2-3 years, it becomes a bit more risky because of that. It's not because the currency itself is high risk. It's just the geopolitical system and the system itself, because it's not being fully regulated, it has additional high risks on top of that. So going through a bit more, you can see, for example, in this presentation, the downgrade and upgrade where it's been moving for the last 2-3 years, and what have been the changes within the crypto assets in the market. So this is just a little short over showing that yes, there's some things to think about, but also there's positive things because you have the ability of to easily contract with another person or organization and removes a lot of bureaucracy. So you don't have downtime. Transactions are instant, and you don't have any further requests or compliance within that. So this is a bit of what is the risk on crypto. So moving a bit further, how are crypto assets being regulated? Well, just as we mentioned, as for example, I'm going to mention UK because we have no time to go through all the countries. It's not possible. It's very lengthy conversation, and a lot of other subjects in between. So, for example, in UK, crypto is not regulated. So it's not considered a currency, it's not considered an asset. So this way, in many ways that you want to transact within the UK, you don't have any insurance, and some of them are not allowed to transact. So, for example, if you're looking to open a full transactional or organization to transact with crypto, right now, as it is, there are some countries already fully regulated. Like I said, the first one was UAE. Many currency inside crypto are starting to move along from there, which is fully regulated and already have some legislations regarding the risks and compliances and on crossover within the country. Now, the main subject is that when you transact outside the country that is not regulated, then you fall within organizations that is not fully trusted by you. If it is like first-time transaction, for example, you have high risk because you fall out of the regulation and you fall out of any kind of insurance that can issue your transaction. So if you want to look into more in that, we're always available to assure or advise any person or organization how can be set up a full organization inside crypto, how can be inside all compliance, how does it work. So we have all the knowledge and the capability of teaching and put knowledge on organizations and people how to manage or set up it from zero. So my advice, of course, is always set up in countries that is already fully regulated, like, for example, in UAE, but there are some others. I will publish also a link that is on website, and we have full information of all the countries that are regulated and the ones not regulated. It's quite a few information, so that's why I leave it to people to watch it published just after. So going a bit further, so as I mentioned, in UK it's not regulated. FCA does not have any compliance regarding crypto, mentioning in UK, for example. For example, in UAE, GSCC fully is regulated, and all crypto assets or cryptos or organizations based in crypto are fully regulated as an institution. So people, for example, in UAE, they can set up organization to work with crypto, set up a crypto bank, and they'll be falling within a crypto license. Of course, they have several compliances that they need to follow up and to do the due diligence, like any other banking institution, but will be fully regulated within those terms. So this is just a bit of regulation. There's a bit further information regarding what's been happening between US, European Union, what are the recommendations. All this information will be shared just further. So regarding, for example, UK government policy on crypto, well, it's not being it's mentioned a dynamic. So the dynamic is actually unaware because countries like UK and some others, especially inside the European Union, that did not regulate or do not defend crypto as a crypto asset. There's several interests within banking systems, of course. But while this impasse does not go through, our advice is that it's needed to be waiting by government decision whenever they will accept crypto as a fully regulated currency like any other. So for now, our advice is really to people in organizations really focused on the countries that are already fully regulated to crypto and to start working on there. As I mentioned before, we give advice and we give consultancy and all the knowledge needed for a person, individual, or organization, how to work with crypto, how does it work, the compliance, step by step, what is the steps to take further when you looking forward to set up an organization, have a banking license, we have the proper connections, and we can go step by step with the organization or the person how to do that and how to get to a stage where we'll be fully compliant and fully licensed. So going after what is financial service market bill and future regulation? Well, it's not very clear when they'll give a definite bill regarding crypto. In this case, like I mentioned before, I'm only talking about UK as I just choose a country because UK is very known as a financial point in currency. But in this case, is one of the points that I wanted to focus as is not regulated at all inside UK, so it's very hard to do some of the transactions in crypto in UK or any other large movements is not allowed according to UK regulation. So this is just a mere example. Like I said, we have on our side the full information regarding all the countries and which are the countries and what they allow and what type of transactions they allow from country to country, which we will share this link just after this session. So this is a little bit regarding what is the regulation, how is the compliance, and how does it work as a crypto inside the system. What will be the future of crypto assets? Well, we believe that in the future, crypto will definitely be the financial system on the market because it's much easier to work with between organizations or between individuals or individual with organizations. The setup of contracts is much easier and much faster. When you have kind of big volume, a big contract, it's much easier to do between two people or organizations. And you still have, of course, the due diligence, but like I said, it's much easier on the transactional mode. Why? Well, because the regulation itself is made much easier because the system itself does not need so many computing systems or as the banking system works in today's when you try to do a regular transfer bank to bank with a certain amount of volume that has to comply with central banks when it comes to a volume like 25 million above. You need to have compliance with central banks, some money laundering organizations. So all this is much simplified within crypto. You still do this type of due diligence and compliance, but it's much faster and much easier due that the system goes from point A to point B direct. It doesn't have inside the system so many organizations to check. Well, that's why sometimes when you do a large volume of transaction, it needs to wait usually between 5 to 7 working days until it gets fully cleared by all institutions until it gets to point B. So this is one of the segments that it makes it more clear that either way in the future, crypto definitely will be the future in the banking. Like I said, it makes it much easier. And when it's fully compliant and people will be able to buy assets like they do, for example, in countries like UAE, you can buy immobiliary assets or any other asset with crypto already. You can go to a real estate agency and you can buy an apartment or a building or whatever asset you want to buy with crypto. So this is just an example. So in the future, if you do this with any asset, of course, it makes you much easier because you can go to supermarket, you buy crypto, it's much faster. You don't need to wait for a certain amount of transact or sometimes limits on credit card, for example, people are still limited on regular banking system. So going to what is the different and main aspects of um, crypto and any other currency. So the efficiency on crypto and the way it's secured, it's much more reliable actually for people who don't know, and much more secure than any other type of bank-to-bank transfer with regular currency. The encryption of crypto is much higher. The point A to point B transmission done in much faster. It takes seconds, and it goes with fully hashed encrypt in several ways, which does not happen when you do average bank-to-bank transmission. Of course, we still have security aspects and still has some encryption, but not as high as when you do transaction from crypto within crypto network. So within this, for people who might be wondering, so is it safe to go into crypto or not? Well, like I said, it's the aspect. You know, you have a lot of positive points to look at when you use crypto, or even set up organizations to start using crypto with other organizations or individuals. The downside is that it's not depend on the network or the system itself. It depends on governments that have not made a bill in many countries regarding to put it crypto within the regulated point, let's just say. Because of that, it's been pushed like high risk. Like I said, the high risk is not about the system or the network or the crypto. The high risk comes with the volatility of the market contrast made by mostly by governments, which they have not been able to regulate it so far in many countries. So this is just the downside part. Do I advise people to start trading crypto? Yes, we have the knowledge to help people. People can contact us. We'll give you the proper steps how to move forward and how it's being used, how it can be used, or even to set up full network crypto systems to start trading. At least to know what is a crypto, what is a crypto asset, how does it work, what platforms at the moment is safe to trade in, for start having some knowledge how to use it, etc. So we, from our aspect, we just look forward because ourselves we have several banking institutions set up already in several countries. One of them is UAE. And unfortunately, in other countries like US, yet it's not fully regulated. So we are looking forward to push, of course. We talk, JP Morgan, they're starting to get into crypto. So I think in the near future, US might be pushed to regulate crypto, which is going to make easier because one that's done, we fall into that and we start to regulate all crypto assets as a normal currency. So this is a bit of the aspect as it is. I think it's the crypto asset and what does it do and what does it take to compliance. So like I mentioned, please just don't doubt to contact us in any moment. We can share all the information, the knowledge, how to use crypto, how to trade, or even to set up organizations to start trading with crypto. So I pass the word to Paul. Thanks for having me here. It was really a pleasure. I hope the audience really has been enjoying this convention. And I look forward to have many more and talk to you, Paul.
Thank you, Julio. This was to the point. Thank you very much. If you want to reach out to Julio, just visit our homepage at 1000x.global and go to the speaker lineup, and here you find all the links to the social media to reach Julio, or you send us an email at office@1000x.global and we forward the question to them. Thank you again, Julio. Have a nice evening and all the best to your daddy.
Pleasure. It was my pleasure. Great pleasure to be here. Thank you. Thank you, Paul.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. Bye-bye.